I want to hear your thoughts on whether or not President Joe Biden is fit for another 4-year term, considering that there's still more than a year before the November 2024 election. Let's get your thoughts at 217-629-7970. Again, 217-629-7970. Recent polling indicating it's not just Republicans having this question. There's also Democrats that have this question. What are your thoughts? Again, 217-629-7970. Governor J.B. Pritzker was asked about this yesterday at a stop down near Southern Illinois University. And here's what he had to say when asked about the fitness of President Joe Biden, who is, again, running for office. Here's Governor J.B. Pritzker with his thoughts.
Well, the choice is not between, nobody and Joe Biden. The choice is between whoever the Republicans pick out of that lineup, the smorgasbord of extremism that we've seen from that side of the aisle, and Joe Biden. And let's face it, Joe Biden's got more done in 2.5 years as president than most presidents get done in 8 years. And it's because of his experience. So people can talk about age, but let's also talk about experience, working together, bringing Republicans and Democrats together, because most of those bills passed with bipartisan support. And it takes somebody whose leadership is as, vaunted and successful as Joe Biden's to really take this country forward, especially in a divided environment.
So Pritzker, a Democrat who has said he publicly supports Biden's reelection campaign and has dismissed any questions that Pritzker's going to run for the office. And he says it's a choice between Biden and a, quote, smorgasbord. What is that? Is it like a buffet? A smorgasbord of extremists, he says. I'd like to hear from you. 217-629-7970. Phone lines lined up. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Morning, Greg. Just leave it to Pritzker to, associate anything with food. But I'm pretty sure that this is the main puppet system at work, because Pritzker, that's all he's being right now, is just a huge puppet to make sure that the left's agenda ends up, going through. The bigger question is, how many elections has Joe Biden been in now?
Oh, my God. I think he's been in office for like 50 years, quite frankly.
Exactly. He's almost been in office longer than you and I have been alive combined. And that's really not good,
wow,
to be quite honest. Talk about a career politician here. And all the American people have done is just, put him through, let him slide. Just like the, school system that we have. We just keep pushing people through. And, J.B. Pritzker was right about one thing. Biden has done more in the last 2 years. He has flushed this country down the toilet faster than anybody has in 8. And I don't feel that another 4 years of Biden is going to be productive for anyone at all.
Got your voice down. Appreciate it. 217-629-7970. That's the phone number. I want to hear from you. All right? So call in. Get your voice heard at 217-629-7970. Should Joe Biden run again? Is he fit for office? Governor J.B. Pritzker says, yeah. Despite all of the instances you could see from, the president falling up the stairs to not really being able to speak clearly. Is it going to take a moment like Mitch McConnell had in order for somebody to step up and say, this is not right? Or what? So let's go ahead and get your calls at 217-629-7970. Good morning. You're on WMAY. Let's go to line 1. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes.
You're it. Go ahead.
Yes. No, I don't think Joe Biden should fit to run for president again.
So do you think it's going to be Pritzker? Do you think it's going to be Kamala? Do you think it's going to be Newsom? Who do you think is going to fill that void if he doesn't run again?
Probably Pritzker.
All right, got you down. 217-629-7970. Take another call before the break. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Yeah, J.B. Pritzker wants to talk about this divided country. He's out there one dividing it. calling Republicans extremists. He's basically putting a target on the back of all Republicans. I mean, his goal is to destroy the Republican Party. You know, he's a terrible, terrible person.
Got you down. 217-629-7970. Talking about the fitness of President Joe Biden. Should he run again? Good morning. Last call before the break. We'll open it up for more calls, I promise, after the break. But right before the headlines, good morning. You're on WMAY.
Good morning, Greg. Yeah, I think he should run again just for the simple fact I don't want the alternative.
And is that alternative part of that smorgasbord of extremists that the governor talked about?
Yes, and let's face it, the lead runner in that smorgasbord is only 3 years younger than the current guy in office. So let's be real. They focus on every fall that Biden does, where they don't follow Trump around like they do Biden, see all his failures and falls and stumbles. And I would question his sanity. And two, rumors are he can't even keep he walks around with loads in his shorts all the time. Yep. So
who, Biden? Biden or Trump?
No, Trump. The rumors are he wears a diaper.
What rumors? I've never heard that rumor.
Okay.
I've never heard that
he's
rumor.
He's only 3 years younger. So,
but really, okay, hold on a second. You're making the point he's only 3 years younger. And listen, I get that. Trump's old too, and I'm not saying that Trump's going to be the nominee. I mean, he's facing a whole mounting legal issues and all that. But regardless, do you really think that Trump, in interviews, performs at the same capacity that Biden does in interviews?
I think Biden is much more intelligent and really has a policy. Trump is rambling, and it's me. But let me finish with this, Greg. I think they're both too old. I wouldn't want either one of them running again. And I think there should be like a age limit, and I hate to be like that. Yeah. But I think at a certain age, once you hit, let's say, I'm just going to throw a number. I'm not saying this is a number, say 65. If you're in office currently at 65, you serve out your term, but you can't run at 65. You follow me?
And listen, I don't know if it's 65 or maybe 75, but when you see an instance like Mitch McConnell or Dianne Feinstein and how they are aging rapidly,
right? And let's put it this way: their era, their thoughts are not usually what society currently is thinking and doing. I mean, there's a younger generation, and you have these older folks in there with their ways, but then also get, experience. So it's kind of a tough decision what that number would be, but I agree that both of them are too old. The only reason I'd be voting for Biden now is the alternative. But Biden ain't done a bad job, and he's not as elderly and as bad as everybody's making him out to be. Yes, he's old.
He's not as elderly as everybody's making him out to be. Age ain't nothing but a number. All right, got you down. 217-629-7970 is the phone number. We'll get more of your calls coming up as to whether or not President Biden is fit for another term.
The choice is not between, nobody and Joe Biden. The choice is between whoever the Republicans pick out of that lineup, the smorgasbord of extremism that we've seen from that side of the aisle, and Joe Biden. And let's face it, Joe Biden's got more done in 2.5 years as president than most presidents get done in 8 years. And it's because of his experience. So people can talk about age, but let's also talk about experience, working together, bringing Republicans and Democrats together, because most of those bills passed with bipartisan support. And it takes somebody whose leadership is as vaunted and successful as Joe Biden's to really take this country forward, especially in a divided environment.
Your thoughts, 217-629-7970. That's the phone number here with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop, and is President Joe Biden fit for another term? You just heard Governor J.B. Pritzker there say that, it's going to be a choice between Joe Biden and the smorgasbord of extremism. That apparently Joe Biden can still get on board to pass bipartisan legislation. So Joe Biden siding with that smorgasbord of extremism to get stuff passed. You make sense of that how you want. Hypno Llama says JB is running 100%. Anthony says, I agree. Pritzker is waiting his time. 13.5 says, aren't they trying to impeach Biden? The U.S. House with Republicans in control they could very well come back and bring up a impeachment inquiry, which would start that process. And that's all about the Biden family brand, right? So that's going to be interesting to see how they go forward with that. Tenembris says, I don't know if that's correct, but either way, on YouTube, they say, when he got elected, I said that the Dems would invoke Article 25 on their own before his term ended, still in play, and JB's definitely running. Okay, so some more comments from social media. Anthony Hope says that is the Newsom-DeSantis debate still on? I think it is. If Gavin blows that thing, that will be JB's cue, in my opinion. Also says if Newsom holds his own, then maybe not. The crazy thing is everything Biden has done, 13.5 says, even in his administration, has pulled the courts. Trying to read this as I can, getting through it. The crazy thing is everything Biden has done, even his administration, has pulled the courts, have shot it down. So, no, you can't do that. If Pritzker tries and runs, they'll do the same thing to him. He's doing more harm than good. So those are just some of the comments on YouTube. I'd like to hear your thoughts at 217-629-7970. Is President Joe Biden fit for another term? And is it going to be a matter of, cognitive abilities? Is it going to be impeachment? Is it going to be, unfortunately, as it would be if age gets the best of him and he passes away? I mean, obviously, these are outcomes that would rock the landscape over in Washington, D.C., but something that we're all going to have to consider here as that November 24th election, that November 2024 election rapidly approaches.